I do kind of like that this place is more ridiculous than Tuskap.
It's so weird to me. Like I didn't set out to make a gritty setting, but like it's kind of a gritty premise, right? But yeah, I mean, I only ever just come up with like the basic premise, and then like I try to hang your guys' backstory and like developing fucking character arcs onto the very basic premise. Like, you've been hired to kill a wicked king. It's a pretty basic premise.
The problem with letting the players develop the world is your players are a bunch of fucknuts.
Yeah, I agree. Players are fucknuts all the time.
It's been 2 weeks, hasn't it? 3?
Yeah.
2? 3? 2?
Two.
2?
Two.
2 weeks. It's been a number of weeks. Does anybody remember? Oh my god. I just suddenly remembered what happened last session.
Fighting Yetis.
Yes.
The previous session we went to the place and fought the people, and then last session was actually talking to them and making plans and gathering information. Not all of it very good or useful information, but we did gather some information.
Did.
It's true. And then a lot of that information was kind of derailed when you discovered that while you were hunting the other patrols that were out there on the mountain, Yetis were also apparently hunting those patrols. And only one person seems to have made it back. So you went up the mountain, and then Yetis, which apparently know how to fly and seem to have some sort of magical influence over them. I believe Foot tried to charm one of them and found his spells sort of running off them, like water off a duck's back. Very sad. Sort of as though their minds were already occupied.
Very, very sad.
Yes. So, as I believe we left off, you guys tried to lure the Yetis in to sort of an ambush situation. It didn't super work out, or you tried to find them in the skies above and you couldn't. However, once you returned to where Leslie was hiding in the trees, they suddenly started bursting out of the undergrowth. They kind of caught onto you. I think there were roles involved in that. I didn't just unilaterally decide that. I want you to know that. Remember, you are a short ways below the snow line. There is, in fact, small amounts of snow dotting here and there along the trail of this mountain pass, and you can see the great icy and snowy mountain of Freefall way above you. And you've got Yetis coming at you. You probably have one turn before they get here. I'm going to go ahead and say, roll initiative. I don't know if you guys are going to fight or if you guys were going to try to negotiate. I think you had talked about that last. But they're probably going to try to attack you if they get there first.
Am I hidden right now? Would you say that, or should I just make another stealth roll?
What's your stealth bonus?
11.
Yeah, the last one you rolled seemed to be a bit further back.
I guess I'll just...
Yeah, I was going to do... Yeah, it's probably the best way. 17, not bad. We will find out.
So if these things are mind-controlled, the only one who could really do anything would be Foot. And I think Foot's already tried his options.
Yeah, Foot doesn't have much else.
Who do we have for charisma here?
Hi.
Hey.
Behold!
Our face, Clay. Clayface. Clayface.
It's funny joke. How is his charisma? It's Metza. Foot actually does get to go first, I believe. So these things are zooming towards you. They are coming at you. You can see 3 of them sort of to the south.
Okay. All right. Well, for his turn, he's going to stop whatever he's doing probably nothing, and just start waving and yelling hello. We mean you no harm today.
See that? Yeah, that's what crosses the gap from deception to persuasion, right there. that's what makes the difference. I realize I'm taking my entire counter design into my own hands, but go ahead and roll persuasion and roll high if you can. They come for you first. 2.
Almost the worst.
Yeah, that's still only
Yeah, an 11's not going to be enough,
not
but
at
that's.
all.
I'm a little bit. I'm terrified that you have such a high persuasion.
Yeah, it's mostly so people tell him to go away.
Go away, and instead of like just outright slaughtering him.
Yep.
That's fine. He's leadership material. Not necessarily good leadership material, but leadership material. All right, so a skill check counts as an action. Is there anything else you would like to do? These brutes do not seem to be slowing down as they grit their teeth and zip through the underbrush.
They're coming to say hello like true gentlemen, so I'm just
So you have chosen stupidity.
well,
Oh man, these predators are bearing down on my position. I better stand still. They won't see me.
Their vision is based on movement.
Listen, if I run, then how could they say hello back? Say hello back!
Is they're pummeling his face in. I don't think they're gonna say hello.
Teeth are flying
Hey,
everywhere.
are you
Say
still-
hello!
Are you still on the broom, by the way?
No.
I don't know if you guys hopped off or not.
You guys should stay on the broom then for a second.
Nope.
All right.
He can't say hello if he's flying away on a broom.
That's true.
He can't. Yeah, that's right. I mean, I'm not saying you have to fly away. I'm just saying stay on the broom.
That broom? No thanks.
All right.
Not unless you got a wet wipe.
I do.
I will say that Clay is definitely staying on the broom, although he's looking like he's trying not to touch it as best he can. He's still kind of in the form of the bandit guard leader. So that was a good shot. It unfortunately did not work, and the Yetis come rushing in through the trees. They are dashing and handsome.
I like how you called it. I like how you called it a good shot, but it completely missed. It's a good shot that completely missed.
I just like to encourage creativity, man. You know how it is. All right, one of them comes zipping around this tree.
Whoa, they're big.
They're big. They are, I think one of you actually discovered a certain amount about Yetis with a check. You know that they are related to giants. The book calls them monstrosities, but they are also related to giants.
I can't believe the book calls giant hairy apes monstrosity.
I think it's rude, personally. They look as though they're kind of spreading out to each sort of like engulf you and try and like do a pincer movement sort of situation. However, they have not quite reached you yet this turn. So that brings us to Clay Wensley. He is still on the broom. He is not happy that he's still on the broom. He is kind of going to go ahead and zip around to the back of the tree. He does like a little whip.
I have every faith in your ability to handle this. I'm just going to hang out back here.
Okay.
He does pull a crossbow out, and it's loaded and ready to go, but he does not immediately shoot. He's waiting to take his cues from you guys.
I'll give a quick whisper. Whoever they attack first, just shoot that one.
That sounds like a great idea, sure.
And with that, we come now to Globtalk's turn. A quandary.
We've already rolled a knowledge check of some sort. Do we?
Yeah.
Does Globtalk know anything about the intelligence of these creatures?
You know that they're not quite humanoid intelligence, but they're pretty intelligent. They're smarter than trolls, anyway.
And the quandary there is, if they're dominated, whether that even matters.
It depends on the purposes we're talking about.
Do you recall if Globtalk's hidden?
I don't think you were, because I think you were kind of surprised. Like, Leslie was deliberately hiding right from the beginning because the whole idea was to lure them back to here, but you weren't able to find them when you initially found them, and they kind of surprised you zipping through the woodlands. So I would say like you came down to talk to Leslie, not to hide. So I would say you're probably not hidden, but you could hide.
Okay, last question. It feels like a silly question, but I'll ask it anyway. Does it look like they are like how certain is Globtalk that they are coming to attack rather than just coming to say hello to Foot?
Well, I gave it to Foot for free that they look like they mean business. Well, I gave it to Rust for free. I didn't give it to. I didn't. Apparently, he did not pass that along to Foot, and that's okay. That's a choice. However, I'd be just as willing to give that to you for free. They did not stop, slow down, or change their path in any way upon Foot's entreaties. They still look dominated. They still look like they're flying right at him. They look like they mean fucking business.
Okay, then I think by all legislation of two-step, Globtalk has done her due diligence, and this is now a self-defense situation.
Oh, right.
Sounds
You-
right, good buddy.
You put me in a self-defense situation.
The body cam will prove her innocence. In court.
Oh no!
So she's just gonna attack the nearest Yeti here.
Go for it.
Yeah, I think she's just gonna unload everything she has. 3 attacks. I'm guessing a 28 will do it.
I'll give it to you.
Very generous. I'm also going to use my menacing Battlemaster maneuver thing. So I add a superiority die, which is a 1d8 to damage, and the target must make a will save or become frightened.
Wisdom save?
Yes. No, well, yes, I wrote down will save because I am a dingus.
You're not a dingus, everybody does it. That's a 17, rolled high.
He makes it, but let's see if he makes the other one. 25.
That'll also hit.
15 damage and another will save, please.
You're burning through a lot of stuff right now. That's a 14 this time.
That will not make it, so he's frightened until the end of my next turn.
Okay.
So that was the normal attack, the extra attack, and now the bonus attack. 16 on the last one.
16 will also hit.
Wonderful.
You can tell
Put
these
me
things are
another
not
one on
wearing
the
any
damage.
armor. Okay, so what is the total of damage that they have taken?
5, 6, 20, 25.
25 points of damage. All right. Yeah, just ka-cha, ka-cha, ka-cha. A bolt in the chest, a bolt in the stomach, a bolt in the shoulder. And this thing actually sort of like stops as though it's hit a brick wall. It is just about bloodied from that like one turn.
Yeah, no movement for Globtalk.
No movement.
She'll
from Globtalk.
hold position. That she's behind the trunk.
Roger that. It's not a very thick trunk,
So
but it will offer you a certain amount of AC. So that's it for you.
Mhm.
5-foot step, but not really. Now it is Leslie's turn.
All right. You shot this one, right?
Yes.
All right. Let's try and finish that off. Wait, is it frightened or something? It's gonna be like running away.
It's going to
frightened-
have disadvantage on
On
I
ability
have that
checks and
written.
attack rolls.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it also says the creature can't willingly move closer to the source of its fear, but that seems kind of bullshit.
This creature is not necessarily going to be inspired to run away. It's just going to be treating Globtalk with caution.
I mean, fuck it. He's the most damaged. Let's do it. I'm gonna do a sneak attack on him. I'm gonna shoot him with my bow. I'm gonna take that out.
Okay.
Plus.
Okay. So where you're at right now, with a 17, I believe, yes, you do. You beat the passive for sure.
Yeah.
A 10 does not hit.
All right. I'm gonna make a move. Probably gonna try and move to another tree. 1, 2. Do I need to jump for this? Because I want to jump and hide into another tree.
Oh, you're not trying to 360 no scope?
Yeah, not trying 360 no scope.
Hiding in a tree. First, actually, I would say that that's a bush, not a tree, right there.
That's a bush.
So that's a bush. Well, so you can still hide in it. You just won't. If anything, that's actually better for you because you won't have to try to jump or climb up into it.
Oh, I'm not in this tree. I thought it was up and hiding inside
No,
of it.
you are, but you can get down. Like if you're only 10 feet up, you can get to the ground, tumble and roll, and then like jump into this bush. You don't have to try to climb it to get up into the bush. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Sure. I'll just go down to the bush and hide.
Okay.
That's gonna be my bonus action.
Cute.
20.
Oh, 20 to hit with the bonus. To hide with the bonus action.
To hide. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, they know that you're there, but at this point, they will have to. Sorry, again, my brain is a little bit fried right now. They will have to roll to perceive you, which would be an action for them. You have a thing where you can, as a rogue, you can hide as a bonus action, right?
Yeah, cunning action.
Okay, right, that's right. Okay, just double checking. All right, and anything else? As a bonus action, a move, and an attack.
I think that's it.
All right, we are back to the top of the turn order with Foot Talk Good. Man, I sound like I just introduced you on a radio show.
Well, let's face it. Foot Talk Good would be one of the best guests that radio show would ever have had. All right. Well, since they aren't saying hello back, I am taking great offense to their presence, and I feel like a Scorching Ray is in.
All right, Scorching Ray's famous original pizza. Go for it.
All right. So 1, 2, 3, heading left to right. 24, 12, and 16.
All of those will hit. The 12 just barely sort of wings one of them and gently catches their shoulder hair alight.
Okay. So the first one takes 9 points of damage, the second one takes 6 points of damage, and the last one takes 5 fire damage.
Are we doing a left to right spread on this one?
Yep.
Awesome. Fire damage. Oh, I need to check something. Hold on. Okay. No, we're good. Okay, yeah.
And 9, the entire 6. Time he's yelling, pew, pew, pew.
Okay, and the last was 5. Okay.
Yep.
Pew, 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 pew.
Yep.
Okay.
He's gonna scamper back this way behind Clay.
I think you're below him.
Below Clay.
All right, he scampers. Okay. So, all right. Okay, cool. They can't see where Leslie has gone, but they do know that he's in that bush somewhere. So we'll go with that. It is now the Yeti's turn. Okay, this one flies over 30 feet and is now hovering just above the ground.
Was that the one that's frightened?
That's right. Never mind. I am a fool. I'm a fool.
I was about to say, I'm like, damn, that one can get closer.
You're approaching me?
It's actually quite curious because you notice it's not just the one that you frightened. All 3 of them seem to be now frightened of you.
Excellent. This is what being a peace officer is all about. Instilling fear.
I just love the characterization of it, that's all. All right, so they are not close enough to attack melee-wise. Yeah, they seem to be sort of clustering a little bit more and behaving cautiously. Damn it, I can't get close enough to fucking do anything. This one's gonna dash, fuck you. This one's gonna dash.
God damn it.
All right, so this one's getting closer. Shit, this sucks. God damn. That's it for the Yetis. Damn it. God, fuck. God. Because they're smart enough to not like end their movement right next to you guys so that you get to attack and they don't. Like, they're smart enough to do that. They're tactical and intelligent enough to do that. Shit.
But they don't gotta be.
They do, kind of, though. They do. All right, it's Clay's turn.
Hey, Foot, do you want to hop on this thing?
That thing? No.
You can sit on my back.
Yes.
Okay. Then he is going to hold action to buzz off a little bit. Yeah, he's just going to delay until after Foot's next turn. We'll move him down there. All right, that makes it Globtalk's turn. You're tuning in to Globtalk.
That does sound like a goblin radio station. Globtalk. How are these two looking?
So this one right here, the lower one, is the one that is looking fairly bad. This is the one that you hit before and was also hit pretty hard with Scorching Ray. This one right here is a little bit singed.
Right. And the other two just got the one Scorching Ray bolt.
How long is the, out of curiosity, how long are the Yetis frightened for?
To the end of Globtalk's turn. So that will be over this round.
Oh, that's good. My encounter is not entirely ruined. Awesome.
So she'll move a bit closer to get some shots in on Can she reach that dude? Yeah, she won't be. Okay, from there she's gonna shoot this guy. Oh, that's in that one.
Oh no! That does not hit. No.
Damn.
You could see the fear leave its eyes as your shot goes super wide, and it's like, wait, why was I worried?
But I'm guessing the 16 will get him.
16 will, yes.
That's 15 damage total between 2 attacks. And is that guy still up?
The last bolt sort of lands in the neck, and he starts gurgling and sort of writhing in midair, but not quite down yet, but certainly at death's door.
Okay, and she can't intimidate because that's technically an action, I believe.
Like an intimidate by itself? Yes, see, that would be an action, absolutely.
Then what she will do, she'll hold position.
Okay.
Yeah, and she will actually no, she won't. She'll back away a bit, and she'll just aim at the other Yeti.
All right, she's got the sights trained on it.
Trying to be menacing, but failing because she can't.
She can be menacing. She just can't get any material benefits from it. That's all.
That's exactly what her mother told her. That is it.
All right, Leslie Palooza.
All right. I'm gonna take my bow and I'm gonna shoot this one.
Nice. Don't roll a 1.
I hope I don't. 23.
You super did not roll a 1.
All right. I'll do some damage. It's gonna be a sneak attack. So
yeah.
What was the damage for a bow? D6. Yeah. Plus 5 plus
Dang.
24.
Yeah. Super dead.
Nice.
Where does the arrow go through?
Let's say it goes through in his ear and out the other.
It's turned to look at Glob Talk menacingly. Also, no material benefits, and then just and a little blob of gray matter spins off into the undergrowth.
All right, I'm gonna recall my bow. I mean, not my bow, my broom with my command word for my free action.
Oh man, Clay, who was about 5 feet up in the air and like holding a hand down to foot, suddenly is shaken free, does a nice little pirouette and lands like anime style on his fucking head.
I think it takes it with him, doesn't it?
It could if he was willing to hold on to it. Remember, okay. He's doing his best to not hold on particularly tightly. He doesn't want to touch your ass broom. Yeah.
Is he sitting on it though? He should come with me then.
You know what? I think it really is up to the person who's actually on the broom. But since I did say that he's like trying to hold on to it without actually touching it as best he can, it makes sense. Yep, you get your broom back.
Yeah, that's my free action. I'm gonna say I jump on it and let it take me somewhere. I'll hide in that tree. My bonus, 17.
All right, that's pretty good. They can still search for you if they want to. Okay.
Oh, I was hoping to get them out of the way of danger, but guess you two are fucked.
Foot.
All right, so I'm gonna need a dexterity saving throw from this one over here because I'm creating a bonfire.
Oh, I thought you were gonna push him off the cliff.
Man, I wish. Wait, can I?
He can fly.
Yeah.
I mean, still that's like
he's flying. He's actively flying.
I mean, that still like gets him a little. He's gonna fall like what 500 feet in like 6 seconds. So.
Sorry, it's 505 feet to the bottom of this particular cliff.
Damn! Look at that. Just enough to catch himself.
Did you read my notes? All right, dexterity.
Yeah, I did.
That's a 9.
Awesome. All right, so he's gonna take 9 points of fire damage.
9 points of fire damage. All right.
And then
really making the fire do that work.
Tell Clay, "Come on, man, we gotta go!" And he's gonna run into this bush and then use a hide action. 21 to hide.
21 to hide. All right. You're small enough, and the tree here is thick and gnarled enough at its rooty base that you sort of disappear from view from these creatures' perspectives. Okay. Clay will use half of his move to get up, and then he is going to skitter to your side over here, and then not be able to find you once he gets over.
Foot! Where'd you go? Foot! Ah, jeez.
But he is going to turn and because we delayed turns, so fancy, he is going to turn his crossbow onto the bonfire-lit Yeti. It just hits. For crying out loud. Does 1 point of damage.
I know that feeling.
Yeah.
That's a great feeling when you do, like, fuck all.
It scrapes across the Yeti's cheek and draws a thin line of blood, and the Yeti shoots a glare of daggers at Clay, and Clay goes, sorry. No longer afeared, the Yetis stop their futile circling. This one is going to come straight at Clay because it's the closest person that he can see, and is going to shit on a stick and rub it in his face. No.
Again?
Is going to use multi-attack. Again. That old chestnut. All right, so the first one misses, the second one hits. The Yeti tears into Wensley Clay, dealing 10 points of slashing damage. Oof. Okay. A thick claw sort of rakes up and down Clay's exterior, and yep, there's blood. It's terrible. I'm running on fumes. In addition to this, as part of the attack action, I am going to need everybody within 30 feet of that Yeti to make a Constitution saving throw.
Probably made the 21.
That's 18. Oof. All right, 21.
24.
Oh, 5.
And that's 19. Okay, so you're the only one who actually fails it. Basically what happens is the Yeti casts its eyes around. Any creature that can see the Yeti feels the temperature drop as though some sort of strange nature magic has fallen upon you.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, so as the only one who failed, you, Leslie, take 10 cold damage and are paralyzed.
Okay.
You'll be able to repeat the saving throw at the end of each of this thing's turns. So I think you effectively don't get to do much on your next turn, which is a pain in the keister there. And then this one is going to just, in sort of a fit of rage at this point, is going to charge straight at and dash to get to Globtalk. It does not get to attack on this turn. Globtalk's turn.
Okie dokie. I think it's time for the equilibrium maneuver. How's Clay looking after taking that hit?
Not quite bloodied. You guys did heal up a little bit. Like he took a beating in the battle with the bandits. But you guys did heal up a little bit in the time thereafter, while you were waiting for the patrols to come back.
Okay, I'll leave him to fend for himself for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie. So one attack on the Yeti who charged Globtalk for an 18.
Definitely hits.
For 6 damage, and then a extra attack for another 18.
Also hits. You'll never believe.
For 9 damage.
Awesome.
And she is going to use her action surge to get another attack.
Yeah.
Another 18.
This one doesn't hit.
For 5 damage.
Oh no! 5 damage. Still on the one that's charging you down?
Yes.
Picking away, it is now bloodied.
And then because she used the action surge to do another attack action, she gets extra attack again. This time only 14.
14 still hits.
For 9 damage. And then she's going to use her bonus action for,
awesome.
You guessed it, another attack.
I did not see that.
Nat 20.
Natural 20. You crit. Go for it.
Double the dice, another bonus. For 15.
We're back at death's door. That's amazing. You brought it down to the same hit points as you did with the last one. Oh.
And for
incredible,
her move action, she's going to blow the spoke off of her hand crossbow.
Which doesn't super make sense, but ka-chow, 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 ka-chow. Yep. Like, I feel like these ones were all kind of centered around the face and neck region. You make like a G, like Zorro would do.
Except Globtalk can't spell very well.
Is that a G? Me don't know. Me Yeti. And that's it.
That's it.
It is Leslie's turn. Paralyzed. Just double check. Incapacitated. Incapacitated, but you're also hidden. So you don't get hit with like a lot of the other like downsides. Like people aren't going to be attacking you because they can't see you unless they make a check. So I guess that's fortunate. Man, paralyzed sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you want to play the game? Too bad.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll try to work out something that makes paralyzed a little bit more interesting. So what you can do is you can make the is you can repeat the Constitution save.
Nice.
Beautiful. Yeah, you fight against the effects of this bizarre chilling magic. You find your limbs freeing up.
Yay.
Yay, sort of. Okay, Foot Talk, good turn.
Foot talk good, have good. Win soul encounter. That's how good of a turn it is.
All right, you're there, hidden in your little foot locker.
Okay. Okay, yep, we're just going to create another bonfire. Gonna stop concentrating on that first one, and instead doing it again.
Bonfire. So that's a dex save?
Yep. Same one as before.
That's an 11.
That's a failure.
Awesome.
10 points of fire.
Okay. This one gets a hot foot. The fur starts to blacken and stink. It is not a good smell.
Get away from Clay, you bastard! And then he's gonna hide again.
That definitely knows you're there, but go.
Another
Yeah.
21.
Another 21. Okay, you duck behind the trunk back into your hidey hole.
I've got my own burrow over here.
And it can no longer see you. All right.
End of turn.
Wensley Clay. Wensley Clay just kind of morphs into Yeti Clay. He says,
See, you wouldn't hurt like a little baby, Yeti, would you?
because he knows if he runs away, he's going to get spanked. Okay, that's it for Wensley Clay. We're back to the Yetis. This Yeti over here is on its last legs and is going to do 2 swipes at you. That is a 12 and a 22. 21 to hit.
The 12 will miss, the 21 will hit.
That is 6 points of slashing on you.
And just to style on the Yeti, I'm going to use my parry reaction.
All right, so you're able to reduce 5 points of that?
Correct.
What are you parrying with?
It's a big... her face.
So she uses her face to block the claws so they can't hurt her.
Yes. And as the claw comes down, she sort of headbutts it in the wrist.
Okay. So it cuts a little bit, but just a tiny ass bit that you probably wouldn't even notice otherwise. Get worse on the goblin playgrounds.
Factually correct.
And this one is still indeed going to attack the baby Yeti.
Oh God, baby Yeti, do, baby Yeti, do.
Okay, only one of those is going to hit. Jeez, they're not rolling great, and I'm not happy about that. Clay manages to dodge one of the strikes, and not so good on the rebound there. He takes 9 points of damage. And that's it for the remains of the Yetis. Let's make it happen with Globtalk here.
I think Globtalk is going to shoot a bunch of crossbow bolts. 14 on this dude.
14 will hit.
Fucking hell, keep getting these ones. 5 damage.
That's okay. That is enough. This one almost seems relieved when this final bolt kind of strikes it in a vital place and it tumbles to the ground.
Oh God, yeah, because I mean we're basically just murdering innocent Yetis who are being commended.
Well, you can attack to
Oh yeah, we spoke about that before, didn't we?
I mean, it's a little bit hard to do with the crossbow, but you know we could find a way to flavor it if you wanted to. But I don't know.
No, that one's done.
That one's done, and this one's on fire. Are you setting it on fire to do it?
Oh, did it not leave the fire?
No, it didn't, did it?
Yeah.
Shit, you know what? I didn't even think about that.
Needs to make another saving.
Huh, shit. I didn't think about it, and you know what I'm ruling? I'm not the only one who didn't think about it. The vibe you're getting is that these creatures are sort of disposable.
Oh, interesting.
And that is a 7. Snake eyes.
2 fire damage. That's
fire damage. And a broom that was up Leslie's ass.
Okay then. Globtalk's going to move. Has Clay attacked at all? Yeah.
Has Clay attacked?
Yeah.
Yeah, Clay has attacked. Clay shot with a crossbow. Clay does not have the same benefits with the crossbow that you have, so Clay tried a different technique this past turn, but he has attacked this battle.
Okay, Glubtuck's just going to maneuver herself here, so that if he can flank at all, or if that helps Leslie, cool. She's also going to yell out to Foot. Is there any point taking one of these? Can we talk to him while their brain no good? I mean, he is technically our resident magic expert, so she will defer to his expertise.
They didn't say hello to me. Show them where they stand.
I will say that as this Yeti has fallen, the arcane light has sort of left its eyes, leaving them once again with the ape-like eyes of a Yeti, before they sort of glaze over and the Yeti falls to the ground. So that is something that you have observed. It's something that would be kind of obvious to you in the moment. And I should have said it earlier.
What that tells Glubtuck is it doesn't go away until they die.
Yeah.
We are freeing the Yetis.
In a way, yes.
Hold still, Yeti. I shall liberate you. With a 15.
15 is a very liberating roll. Go for it.
So that guy takes 13 total. And that's everything Glubtuck can do.
All right. This one is on fire. It is teetering. It is full of holes. Leslie, you have once again regained control of your limbs.
All right. Since I'm still hidden, I'm gonna jump over. Can I do it stealthily?
You don't. If you want to get sneak attack, you don't have to. If you move here, you'll be flanking, which means you automatically get sneak attack because you'll have advantage on the attack.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll just do that. I'll move there.
Anytime you have advantage on an attack, you get sneak attack.
26.
You're never gonna believe this, but that hits.
Oh man, I can't believe it. All right, D8 plus 5.
26 points of damage. That is 20 damage over its remaining hit points.
All right. I'm just gonna go around and jab its face holes with my rapier.
Awesome. You make it smile. Whew. God, I just creeped myself out with that.
These scars.
and then I'll cut an L with the G of crossbows right next to it.
This is an LG commercial now. No, all right. This one falls, and it lands in the bonfire and sort of self-immolates as you hang out there.
Oh my god, another Yeti.
Hey, whoa. Easy, Tiger. Easy, Tiger.
I'm not Tiger.
Oh my god.
That's Dave.
Sorry. I guess I'm a little rusty.
Whoa. Sir, I do not appreciate slandering my name like that.
So you guys are out of the turn order now, it seems. And the cold air whistles through the trees, and the bonfire crackles down, and you have a moment to regroup and sort of deal with this shit.
All right.
Just want to say, I'm never leaving this bush. It's nice and cozy and warm.
I think that's poison ivy.
Nature check.
Nature check! 10.
For all you know, it might be.
Well, if I start getting itchy, I'm hugging you next.
That doesn't feel earned.
All right. I'm going to see, these Yetis have anything on them, like a pouch or anything? Or are they just, straight Yeti?
You can see that while they're not wearing clothes, they do have, rags sort of slashed across them and so forth. Sort of really worn out old stuff. Seems to have been picked up piecemeal, but you don't find any pouches or any belongings on them. They seem to be sort of picked clean, as it were.
Well, what do you guys want to do? We just killed some Yetis. Should we just roll them off the cliff?
Well, before that, Glubtuck's going to check them over for any kind of marks that might be related to whoever had them dominated.
All right. I'd be willing to say, I was going to say either Arcana or Investigation, but I kind of feel like it's going to be Investigation.
It'll be Investigation.
All right.
I'm also going to use a superiority die on them. 26.
Jesus shit. You don't find marks, but what you do find on all three of them as you can see from the image, the yetis, they have these curling horns that sort of erupt from their foreheads. You find on each of them, on their left horn, twine wrapped and braided around a number of small objects: an egg fragment, a dead spider, and some sort of herb, and just a few sort of random items.
Now Globtock's torn between acknowledging the fact that we could have just took those off and saved these guys, and destroying the evidence.
Yeah, let's just roll them off the cliff.
Jeez, dude.
Hey, Foot, come out, you bushfoot.
It's warm. Ah, okay.
It's warm by the fire.
Come to the edge of your bush. You can stay in.
Just pops his head out like it's a katsu.
It's getting cold. Roll another Yeti onto the fire.
Check this out. This looks like weird magic shit. What do you make of it?
Ah, okay. What do I make of it?
Okay. What do you make of it? Arcana check.
Arcana check. That a 22.
Okay, so he is correct that it is witchcraft. What it specifically is a talisman of witchcraft that allows somebody who is far away to remain in contact and cast spells through the talisman itself, as though they were within range. You would be able to sort of like ease Globtock's conscience a little bit. It wasn't just a question of removing the talisman.
No. This is witches made this, which, as you know, because we're trying to find witches. But you see, what it does is that if they wanted to cast a spell and they weren't anywhere near this thing, then they could do
What
it.
a device.
I have an idea, but it might be a terrible idea.
Okay, just say it.
Yes, just say it out loud to us.
Yeah, say it now.
Yeah.
We tie up Clay. We attach the thing to him.
Hold on,
then,
stop talking.
Yeah, this is a really bad idea. I can tell you right now, it's an awful idea.
We might be able to use it to communicate with witches if they don't decide to just kill him immediately.
Yeah, I think they're just gonna kill him immediately. I don't think that's a good idea.
Foot's gonna put it on.
Oh God!
All right, I'll be ready to kill you in the moment.
Were you not already?
So they don't.
Come in, witches. Come in. This is Foot Talk Good. Do you read me?
Gosh. Yeah. Okay. Make a wisdom save.
All right, wisdom save. That is a 23.
All right. It's as though there are icy cold fingers that have sort of run across your forehead and then have somehow dipped through the skin and are now reaching deep into your brain. But your extremely strong will, you are Foot Talk Good after all, is able to slap away and repel these probing sharp fingers, and you're just left with this sort of like these icy words that echo inside of your cranium that say,
"Return what was stolen."
Okay, well, I'm going to take this off before I start getting stations that I'm not used to.
Yeah, maybe that's a good thing to roll off the cliff.
No. So, I heard from the hag, or the witch. He did take it off, by the way. They want...
Yes, I assume.
They want something that has been stolen to be returned.
I don't think they want that back. Not in the condition it's in.
If they're hags, you never know.
I'm going to retreat back into my bush.
Thanks, Foot.
You're welcome. Remember, nothing bad that ever happens is your fault, Globtock.
Yay!
Keep on keeping on.
You can go through life consequence-free.
Remember, nothing bad that ever happens is your fault, Globtock. That's amazing. I don't know why that's amazing, but it's amazing. Oh.
Hey, Foot is super supportive of his friends.
I'm going to get that carved onto her badge.
The sun is getting low in the sky. The temperature's starting to drop, although the cheery light of the Yeti fire is doing a good job of keeping you warm in the long shadow.
Lots of blubber to burn.
Lots of blubber to burn, yeah. It's like whale oil. What do? What is your next course of action?
All right, let's put one of these other Yetis on the fire. Keep us warm for the night.
Just
It's getting cold, throwing up a Yeti on the fire.
Session title found. Okay.
All right. You guys just want to camp out here? We got a nice fire. We might have to put that out though. At some point.
Yeah, we just gotta dig a pit.
Dig a pit.
Well,
for the
yeah,
fire?
Smokey the Bear says.
Smokey the Sasquatch.
Smokey the Sasquatch.
Oh my God, who's that?
Smokey the Bugbear.
Oh my God, he's so
gonna
fast.
stop being a Yeti.
He's so fast.
Now I just want to imagine that doppelgangers are just a bunch of different people tagging. Just runs in, tags out. The other one just.
Are there any crawlers left in the break room? Take it up with the Teamsters. I'm on break. You throw another cryptid on the fire, which is not easy because they weigh like 1,200 pounds. Does that mean that you intend to camp here?
Globtalk will be fine with a short rest, so I think it's down to Foot since he's used some spells, whether he wants to get those back. Because, I mean, like, narratively, we stopped at the place, we rested there, and then just moved. Not a lot has gone on, like, in-game time, narrative time. You know what I'm trying to say.
Okay, yeah, I can recover up to 2 levels of spell slot short rest. Once per day.
Is that a wizard thing?
Yeah, arcane recovery.
Oh, sick. All right, yeah, you gotta spend it. I guess studying your booko.
My coloring book. Yeah.
Your coloring book. This hand turkey here indicates an ancient sigil of great power. All right, so we are taking a short rest.
Yep, I'm gonna get back burning hands and magic.
Cool. Did everybody keep track of?
Yep.
I'm sorry. What hit dice you used during the last short rest?
Mm-hmm.
I am full up.
You have up to 5 minus whatever it is that you spent on the last one.
I think that was just 1, so I just roll it.
Yeah, you roll it, add your con modifier, and that's how much you can heal.
Since Globtalk only had 1 point of damage rather than spending a hit die, I just used her second wind.
Oh, sweet. Which you get back on a short rest anyway, yeah? Yep.
That's something I really like with Globtalk. All her shit refreshes on a short rest.
I mean, that's one of the great things about fighters in general.
Mm-hmm.
When you get a party of fighters and rogues and warlocks, I think, like, for the most part, you can just keep going.
Short rest. Short rest. Short rest.
Short rest party.
So question for the party then. While we're sitting around the Yeti fire.
Smells terrible, by the way.
I mean, we're hanging out with Leslie and Foot. We're used to it.
What are you talking about? I smell great.
Yeah, and Foot just smells like bat guano.
Have you washed off any of that blood you've been covered in, or is that just all dried in?
It's all dried in.
Yeah, you don't smell great.
You're doing a Dragon Age? Yeah, you're doing a Dragon Age.
You're right. We haven't been able to shower in the one day we've been on the road.
What's a shower? What are we gonna do with these hags then?
Kill them. I think that would be the best thing. Because you don't want hags around in general.
You remember like what we're doing here, don't you?
We're going after the big guy.
Listen. I see where Globtalk's coming from. We need the hags to lower the king's property value.
I think the Yetis can do that.
Yeah, but the Yetis belong to the hags.
What, these dead ones?
I mean, there's got to be more than 3.
How often have you seen Yetis?
I mean, I'm not in the mountains very often, so not much.
Well, if they would have said hello, then I would have been able to ask.
Well, maybe it's because of the hag. Maybe you can blade down the hags then. Foot.
It would be very tragic if we just killed the last 3 Yetis in existence.
Ah, shit, that was a protected species.
It would be the hag's fault. I mean, if we made them extinct, at least we put them out of their misery and didn't torture them. And then we're burning the evidence, so no one can blame us.
I mean, could they really be a protective species if they weren't protected from us?
Didn't say they were well protected.
Someone's getting fired for this.
Yeah, the Yetis.
All right, throw another Yeti on the fire.
But that's our last one.
That's our last Yeti. How will we keep warm? This is a serious game, guys. Come on.
Stop burning the Yetis.
Stop burning the Yetis. This is an important moment. It's very serious. It's melancholy and bittersweet, man. It's a moral dilemma, guys.
I don't think you can have that when there's a party of goblins and Clay.
And then Clay here.
The doppelganger, fucking abomination from the Underdark, is sitting here going like, what have I gotten myself into? You know?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So you guys are debating basically whether you want to ally yourself with Yetis or with hags.
Yetis would probably be more in our favor if we get them out of domination.
If there are Yetis who are not dominated, then I say the Yetis.
I mean, there probably are.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when we get them undominated, that is.
Well, I mean, it's also worth mentioning that,
Oh, wait a second. He doesn't know that, does he? Nope, can't metagame.
Well, it's also worth mentioning that the hags are probably going to keep coming until they get your butt stick.
Well, I mean, they have to get it from the pocket dimension in my ass, so.
We call it the broom closet.
I used to put knives up there so I could sneak them into places, but it's been pretty useful for the broom.
Okay.
No one asked you about that. Why do you keep telling us about that?
The Yeti rolls over. Dude, give it a rest.
All right, so what do we want to do? I'm for doing literally nothing as well and just going towards the castle.
No, we gotta find out what happened to the rest of the Yetis.
All right, Yetis.
How
I
would
guess
we
it
go
is.
about finding them?
Well, we can always do what we just did and just keep flying until they flew at us.
I don't know how to tell you this, Foot, but I think these ones could fly because of the witches. I don't think Yetis normally fly.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Why are you taking her side?
Because she's right.
Well, we're gonna find some Yetis. We're gonna find out.
All right, I guess finding Yetis to settle this debate is our motivation now.
And also to use them to get, after the king kills 2 stones with one big-ass white guy.
Kills 2 stones?
Listen! And that's it. That's all he says.
I think we're going to burn 2 Yetis with 1 bonfire. I think that's what you want to say. So what are we doing? I'm just pacing around.
As you're pacing around, I'm going to assume by this point that you guys are more or less finished with your short rest. As you have been debating this and the short rest has been going on, the sun sets quickly in the Iron Mountains of Pylon. It only needs to go down behind a mountain that is nearby. In this case, the gloaming mountain, the dark mountain to the west. Shadows fall over you and the sky darkens as you are finishing this debate. Leslie is pacing around when suddenly Leslie hears the snapping of a twig.
Which direction?
As a large figure lumbers into your eye shot. Eye shot? Eyesight. Earshot is a thing. Eye shot should be a thing. A particularly large Yeti. This one clad in furs and cloth and looking a bit elderly.
Do I notice the same thing?
View. Notice the same thing?
The necklace thing?
You do not, and this one's eyes seem unadorned by the arcane light that seemed to plague the Yetis that are crackling on the fire now.
The fire's going out.
We got another Yeti. Oh my god! We got another Yeti with fire.
The Yeti steps through and says, "So, a strange motley has been brought into my path. Fate works in unusual ways."
Oh, fucking does, bud.
So, buddy, I'm guessing you're a Yeti. Do you know what's up with these guys and their witches controlling them?
The Yeti crosses its hand over to the other side of its chest and says, "I am Shadash. I am the witch doctor of the mountain tribe."
Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, tang, tang. Well, bing, bang.
I am not familiar with that dialect.
Don't worry about it.
It says it makes a gesture to the crackling fire of Yetis, and says, "These were my kin, those who I was charged with protecting, those who I failed to protect."
Well, it wasn't your fault that we killed them. It was a witch's fault.
Shadash waves a hand sort of dismissively. "You did not kill, you set free.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
It is you who have paid back my mistakes and for this I thank you. And also for your unusually prescient funerary rites. When the time is less dire, I will ask you how you knew the Yeti's way of disposing of the dead. But for now, there are other things to talk about. Bows really quickly. I thank you for your reverence and respect of my kin.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. It's the least we could do for the Yetis. These weren't the last of the Yetis, correct?
No.
Oh, thank God.
Many more have been taken to the top of the mount, culled from my tribe. There are very few left who are not under the sway of the Mountain Lady.
Hey, Shadar, can you settle a bet for me?
Just blinks at you.
Can you fly?
That power is beyond me. But the Lady of the Mountain is a powerful hag from beyond the veil of this world. Her powers are many.
Is the Mountain Lady a stranger to Blue Water?
Okay. Globtop's just gonna walk up beside Foot and hold out a hand.
Foot's gonna take it.
Now, coin.
We didn't make an actual bet. You didn't set the terms.
Coin.
Give him the coin.
Fine. Gets her a coin.
Sorry, they had a bet going.
So this mountain hag, is she connected to Gristler and Freefall?
Shadash kind of looks up and sort of sniffs the air. I do not concern myself with the affairs of those who live in the stone houses.
Well,
but for what it is worth, I do not think that there is any love lost between them.
Completely independent, huh?
What exactly does she want then?
Well, you know.
Ways of the hags are mysterious. They're flighty creatures with strange values. Values that even we of the wilderness do not understand. They value chaos and hatred and misery above all else.
They're quite a problem in Grimdark.
I knew little of lands far away. I only wish to return my mountain to peace and my people to freedom.
I don't think Grimdark's that far away.
From here, not terribly, but
yeah, it's not that far away.
It's relative when you spend your whole life on a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Or can you lead us back to your tribe? We can find out more and maybe make a plan.
Yeah, I feel like we can consolidate our forces and break free the rest of your tribe.
The sky grows dark, the air grows cold. Perhaps it is best to retreat back to the sanctuary.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm ready to go.
Sanctuaries are awesome.
I'm gonna take the stick out of my ass. All right, which way?
I am not going to ask the first questions that came to my mind.
Don't worry about it.
Oh,
I know what they are.
Shadash sort of like wordlessly turns around and sort of like just like skips through the undergrowth. Very unusually silent for a creature of that size.
Before they set off, Globtop's just gonna look at Leslie and say, I wish you weren't so fucking awkward, bud.
Hey, you know, I'm not a people person. I'm more of like a kills people person.
The prefix is important.
Just as she's walking away, she'll be, yeah, you can do that without the stick up your ass.
I have a passive perception of 18. Can I hear that?
That's between you two. All right.
You sure?
I like this. It's so useful.
It's an awesome passive perception, by the way.
Yeah, it's like a really good passive perception.
Yep. Okay.
Let's follow to Sanctuary.
All right. You are led up and up through the path, and then off the path into the sparse woodlands. The trees are getting so much smaller up here by the snow line, and then eventually they're gone, and it's just bare rocks and straight up fucking glacier. It's only by Shadash's sort of mystic robes and so on that you are actually able to continue following. Without it, it seems that, I mean, Yetis in general just really fade into the whiteness of the glacier and the snow.
Very quick on his feet.
All right, and you find yourselves above the snow line. Eventually, perhaps an hour or two after first meeting, Shadash sort of appears in front of you and raises a hand. You must stay here. I must speak to my people, lest you be destroyed and devoured on sight.
Oh,
yeah.
I'd like to see them try.
Oh, well, if we've got a volunteer.
And Shadash steps forward into sort of what seems to be like a featureless snowfield at the base of a large outcrop that spirals up probably 200 feet and then almost disappears from sight. You think on the wind, the painfully cold wind, that you can hear some muttering and some whispering beyond your capacity to comprehend. And after a moment, some of the snow starts to flip up and you realize that it's actually sort of like a white, downy yak skin. Little dots of yak skin all over the place. They're yurts. They're little yak skin yurts that are sort of flattened and fit over pits in the ground. A number of yetis sort of lumber out. A couple of very young yeti, maybe a head taller than your goblin, than the goblin members of the party, sort of look about curiously, but a much larger yeti sort of ushers them along, and you hear them sort of being berated in a language you don't understand. You don't understand? You probably don't understand.
I'm pretty sure we don't.
A number of other yeti come up to you along with Shadash, and Shadash is sort of it could almost be described as hooting, is almost hooting at these other folk. It's a very sort of guttural ape-like sort of language that Shadash is using right now. There is a quick and quiet conversation between these members of this mountain tribe, and then Shadash returns to you. You be given one of our yurts for the night. Should you like to take your evening's rest with us, we will begin in the morning for the Lady of the Mountain.
When you say we will begin, what are we talking here?
Those few of my people left in this secondary village we've been forced to vacate to are not warriors. They are our elderly and our children, and will not risk them further. But I will accompany you. I myself am not without my wiles.
So does that mean that she has warriors captive?
Indeed.
She has all the warriors?
Other than the ones we respectfully cremated.
Yeah, we totally did that respectfully.
Those who did not immediately perish in her original attacks remain with her as her personal guard, her personal armed force, enslaved to her will.
Is there any way to break that enslavement? Figured out yet?
Shadash kind of looks up at the stars and sniffs the air a little bit more, and then turns back to you. After a long moment, you almost think that the question was totally lost. But there is, within the witch's hut, a master talisman. Talisman that controls the other talismans. The hag is a master of domination and control, using people as though they were things. It is this magic that we must look out for.
Does she keep this talisman on herself at all times?
This I do not know. Killing her will probably also release the spell, but this I do not know for certain.
You said all the warriors of your village are under capture. How many is that?
That which survive under the hag's care, I cannot say for certain.
Well, what was the total before, when she took them all?
At least 24 strong.
24. We'll assume all survived. We killed 3. 21
At most.
At most.
At least.
At least.
There could be more.
Just
We
imagine
don't know.
how big of a fire we could make with them.
Beacons are lit. Gondor calls for aid.
Oh shit! Yeah, we're totally gonna burn them respectfully.
Well, only if they die, right?
Leslie starting a fire on the yurts. Yes.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I meant.
of course. Yes. Yeah.
The children are like, "Yay, I'm on fire!" It's gonna burn this whole fucking thing to the ground.
All right. So where is this witch located? Which top of the mountain, or this top, the peak?
On an isolated glacier on the eastern face of the mountain, very close to the top. Stone and earth left far behind, only ice for hundreds of feet thick.
So causing an avalanche is out of the question.
I would politely point out, my village is below that location.
The Yetis sort of explain to you sort of by proxy where the thing is, but they don't go as far as marking it on your map. They seem to have a little bit of trouble with the concept of maps, actually.
It's like, okay, so this is the mountain.
No, that is a piece of paper.
Oh, God, it's like talking to foot.
But
Hey, I understand what the difference between a mountain and a paper, and this is definitely a paper.
Oh no!
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's what's on the paper. It's abstract.
Looks like a charcoal scratching of some sort.
That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be the mountain that we're on.
See,
roughly.
Do you not know what a mountain is?
Yes, we do know what a mountain is. This is the mountains of the entire region.
The region is
Listen,
even bigger than this mountain.
You need to think of it this way. This paper that has a picture of the mountain, it beats the mountain because the mountain's made out of rock.
Excellent point. But you've done it.
I am somehow even more confused.
Don't worry about it. And you can see that Grimdark is right here, so we're really close to Grimdark. We're not even that far.
The distant flat lands.
That's probably where that witch came from.
I do not know. Do not know of the witch's origins. I only know that she plagues us now.
Well, do you want to wake up in the morning to take her out, or you want to do it in the cover at night?
The witch strikes by night much of the time. I do not believe that would gain us any benefits.
Then the morning it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll wake up for this.
That's really fucking good. All right. So the night wears on. The other Yetis of the little village seem skittish of you. You can see them occasionally popping their heads up and looking at you, but for the most part, they give you a wide berth.
Good.
As they settle down for bed, they each draw lots, and the Yeti with the short straw kisses its family goodbye.
Throws itself
and throws itself onto the fire for everybody to enjoy. You guys bed down in the surprisingly warm yurt. There's a pit in the ground. It is lined with furs, and there is a fur over the top that is held up with stones and sticks, and it makes you virtually invisible against the snow and ice of the glacier. The Yetis themselves keep a passive watch. You are free to gain the benefits of a long rest.
Let's do Oscos.
Oscos? Okay.
How much do you heal from a long rest?
Oh, no, you heal all the way from a long rest. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep, you heal all the way. You'll generally gain back pretty much everything that you've spent, with the exception of your hit dice, which I believe you gain. I think you gain back half of your hit dice on a long rest.
Rounding up or down?
Doesn't actually say. No, take rounding up. Why not?
All right, I have full hit dice back.
Cool. Minimum of 1 die. Okay. The morning dawns stark and clear. There is a sort of faded and strained morning light that almost doesn't seem to reach the icy peaks, and clouds and mist swirl overhead. You get sort of the vibe that there is a snowstorm brewing.
We gotta leave the nice fire to go into that. I really should have known.
Should have stayed home today.
I should have stayed in my bush.
See? Laptop again.
In my shoe locker.
Unfortunately.
So where are we meeting the big guy? The big old guy? The big old Yeti guy? Where are we meeting Shada?
Shadash is, if you come outside of the yurt, you would almost not know that you were in the middle of a Yeti village. except that Shadash is by the smoldering remains of the fire / Doug, and seems to have been packing some food.
That is going to get Foot's attention. What do you eat?
Yak jerky.
No further questions.
When she picked her hairs out, it's very nutritious.
Clay, come on, we got to get moving. Otherwise, they're never going to let us eat their delicious yak jerky.
Delicious might be overstating it.
No.
I'm assuming they would have fed us last night, or there'd have been food available.
Yeah. It was a lot of. It was a bit of jerky, a surprising amount of cheese, and
so after Foot yells out, "Come out, or they won't let us eat their yak jerky," Globtalk's going to walk out eating yak jerky. What do you mean?
Looks good. Is it moist yak jerky?
No to both of them. It's not moist and it's not good.
Not good.
Shadash looks at you stonily.
You must close your mouth when you chew. We have but one rule. Do not yak while you yak.
Okay.
All right, give me some yak jerky right now.
Okay.
So you were saying something about an avalanche.
We probably don't want to do that.
I would take it as a courtesy if you did not bury my people under tons of snow and ice.
So, talking about killing this witch, how do we figure out payment? And by payment, I mean a deal.
I would be eternally grateful for your assistance. And you would, of course, be given free reign of the hag's possessions. We have no need of them.
But I would also like to work out a deal in the future. We might need the help of your warriors if we can get them mostly free. And hopefully not kill them.
Raises an eyebrow.
My people are a proud race, but I suspect that should you save our way of life, we would consider ourselves indebted to you. What do you propose?
Well, we need some help disposing. Oh fuck, what was his name again? Notes, save me.
Grizzler.
Deposing Grizzler, King Grizzler of Freefall.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a real mean guy. He doesn't even burn the bodies after they've died.
A dark look descends upon Shadash's face.
He eats babies too. Did you know that?
Oh damn, I didn't. This guy's a monster.
You know, speaking of Gristler, just a quick side thing before I forget. We asked Shadash whether the witch has anything to do with him, and he didn't know. Could we ask Clay that question? Because he's like him and Hush and that have intel and such. Sorry, not Hush, Rook. I don't know where I got Hush from.
I mean, we could just pretend that you asked him before, since you guys would have been spending the night together. It probably would have came up, and he probably would have said something along the lines of,
"Well, I'm not certain for sure, but you can bet that they know about each other, and there's probably some sort of deal in place. Even if they're not in cahoots, they might have an understanding. Gristler has been, doing his best to sort of make alliances in the region, or at the very least, eliminate the movers and shakers on the mountain as competition, or, sort of potential for unrest, I guess is what I'd call it, but,
There
yeah.
it is. It is. The hag's targeting the Yetis for Gristler.
That does kind of make sense, I suppose.
Okay, I've got it all tied up now.
I've connected 2 points. Okay, and now we're back in the present.
Do you want to bring up that point that Grizzler's targeting the Yetis to?
Not just yet. She'll wait until there's adequate proof.
Yeah, let's wait until there's evidence. But I'm gonna definitely say that Grizzler eats babies and Yetis for fun. To
Baby is a fine delicacy on the mountain. I suppose it depends on what type of baby.
Yeah, what kind of babies do you eat? What the fuck?
Yak.
Okay, yak is fine. I mean,
Lamb.
You eat lamb babies?
Lambs are babies.
But you eat the babies of lambs too?
Lambs don't have children.
You sure?
Yeah.
I really love the idea that Leslie is just a complete fucking moron when it has anything to do with, unless it has something to do with killing
what
people.
was my nature? What's my nature? Hold on a second. My nature is 2.
Okay.
I'm gonna say I probably don't really know this.
That's it. You were raised in cities and, murdering and stuff like that. Like, how much have you dealt with
what the
animal
fuck do I know
husbandry?
about animal husbandry? What the fuck do I know about that? Nothing.
Apparently, there are some people who are husbands to animals.
Yeah, the term sounds a little suspicious. I mean, you've definitely heard stories about what people get up to in the country. You guys have banter back and forth with Shadash, and very shortly you all head out. Is there any other preparations that you would like to make, or questions you would like to ask?
Nah. Hey, what's actually the sneakiest way up the mountain? Let's try and not alert everybody.
As a Yeti, I myself am virtually invisible in these climbs, although that hasn't seemed to matter much regarding the Lady of the Mountain. Perhaps, though, we can lend you some yak skins to wrap yourself in and blend in with the glacier.
Oh, nice. I would like that very much.
Okay.
I like a disguise.
Alrighty. You don an extremely smelly cured yak skin tunic sort of situation.
Glob and Foot are pretty small. Are they going to need one big one or 2 baby ones?
Yeah, as Globtalk dons her, she's going to look at Shadash and say, "Don't eat me."
Shadash quietly licks his lips.
I want to taste
You
your
look
skin.
like a baby yak.
Baby yak.
Where's the ban
Baby
button?
yak. I think the play would be to sneak in, try and find that talisman. If we can't find the talisman, or if we're compromised, we rush down the witch.
Hey, kill the
And
witch
just
immediately.
Take her out.
Yeah, I agree.
Do our best to avoid striking down my kin where possible, although I admit this will not always be possible.
Yeah.
Just tell us which ones you like the least, and we'll kill them.
This seems to make Shadash grumpy.
All right, let's go.
So the early morning light stretches to midday as you all climb the glacier atop the mountain of Freefall. The world below sort of fades to a distant green-brown, and pretty much everything in front of you is just white and sheer. Standing at the bottom of the glacier, you almost don't know how you could possibly get to the top of it. It would be like climbing a sheer, slippery wall thousands of feet high.
It's a good thing we have this broom.
As soon as he pulls it out,
If we do need to actually use it, I'm not actually pulling it out yet.
when he does pull it out, though, I prepared prestidigitation,
To
so
clean
I
it.
will be.
Clean it. But it's not even actually going up my ass. I have a little pocket dimension that's like outside my asshole that it goes up.
Would you risk it?
I mean, it's been clean so far.
Okay,
Would you risk it?
It only fits my broom though.
to anyone who does listen to this, I apologize.
Yeah, but not enough.
There's not enough time in the day for that.
No,
There's
this is
not
my
enough
apology for bringing Tiger into things, because that led to bringing Dave.
After a time, Shadash cautions you and says,
We are entering into the realm of the lady. Be cautious.
All right. These two behind us aren't very good at sneaking. You want to give them some help by carrying them or something?
Shadash turns to the goblins who are following you. Clay has turned himself once again into a very small Yeti.
Oh, would Clay be able to, in his capacity as a shapeshifter, would he be able to manifest like the talisman?
Well, I think that would be entirely possible. I change clothes all the time.
He might be able to get away with just doing that if anyone sees him.
That's a good thought.
He manifests an earring. He manifests a talisman on the curl of the false horn that he has created.
What do you think? Yeah, what's that language that you were using? Or it's like ooga booga unga junga. Like, what was that?
Ooh-ee, ooh-ah, ting-tang.
As a witch doctor, I find that offensive.
Last night you didn't even know about it.
Only as a witch doctor. not as a Yeti with your unga bunga booga booga language.
If you have to go to the bathroom, you should have done it before we left.
If Buckravaz was here, he would give you a lecture.
Shadash turns to the goblin folk of the procession and says,
"Would you like me to carry you, so you do not accidentally give away our position?"
Does that seem like an actually good idea?
That's up to you. I'm not going to tell you what you think.
That seems like it gives the sneak chance to him only instead of you guys having to roll twice and possibly fuck it up. And he's like naturally sneaky in the snow, so I don't know.
Forget stealthing. Like this is a big dude. We can pretty much just sit on his shoulder, right?
Yeah. Yetis are large, so they're somewhere in
so
the
imagine a giant Yeti running around punching shit with two goblin turrets on his shoulder, one of them throwing fireballs and the other one firing off 20 crossbow bolts. That sounds like a good idea. We will morph with the Yeti to make the Goblin Zord. I say we. I don't know how Foot feels about it.
Yeah. Let's do it.
And I'll form the head.
He's in our hearts.
Okay, so you guys clamber onto the Yeti's shoulders, and you drape your baby yak skins about yourselves, and you're off and on your way. Shadash creeps more and more slowly the further you all go. It seems there's a certain air of anxiety to this whole thing. Okay, I am going to ask... we'll do a stealth roll.
Okay.
Actually, it really only needs to come from Leslie, because we've put the roll onto Shadash.
27.
20. Yeah, you good. And for Shadash, that's a 17. You move along the trail. At one point, Shadash throws a hand up and cautions you, and then just sort of like dips down and to the side, and after a moment is partially buried in the snow with the yak furs on top blending in almost seamlessly, just as a handful of purple-eyed Yetis lumber by. They seem to be on some sort of patrol.
Purple Yeti eyes, you said?
Purple-eyed Yetis, yes.
We're close.
Presumably after they're out of earshot, you say that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, obviously.
Is it obvious, or would a jerk DM really fucking do something with that shit?
Sounds like a jerk DM move.
Yeah, it sounds like a jerk DM move. But I do like to presume a basic level of competence in my adventurers. All right. Start moving along, and you see up the pass ahead of you a dense, boulder-choked section of scree and ice. From your vantage point, though you yourselves are relatively well camouflaged, you can see a number of Yeti patrols down below. Also, potentially some humans. You're not entirely certain from this distance. It seems that there is more enslavement going on here than just the Yetis of the mountain tribe. So what I'm going to do is, from all three of you, I am going to ask for a skill roll. I think we're going to do a little mini skill challenge here to get up close to the witch's domain. Mm-hmm. So there's boulders ahead. There are sheer cliffs that sort of narrow the space that you can operate in. There are Yetis and other creatures that are under the sway of the mountain lady. What skills can you offer to help get you close? You've already rolled stealth, so we're going to consider that its own thing. Stealth is off the table.
Okay, how about sleight of hand to like create a distraction, like I toss a coin or something, and it like causes a cascading effect of like something falling apart down the trail.
Something falling apart? Wait, is it a distraction, or is it a martial attempt to kill a bunch of stuff?
It is a distraction, really.
All right, it's a distraction. Okay, so you find yourselves getting close, but unfortunately there is a pass that is almost impossible to pass on either side, and it narrows to a point, and you can see that there is a group of several yetis just sort of stationed there, not patrolling, not moving from the spot, staring outward with the statue-like quality of creatures that are not in control of their own body. And so you, in a moment of pure brilliance, of course, find an object in your pocket, a coin or the like, and you flick it out of the way, hopefully for them to follow the sound and take an interest and be momentarily distracted away from the pass that you must pass through. Yeah, go ahead and give me that roll.
26.
26. Hell yeah. All right. The prying eyes of these possessed yetis do not catch the glint of the coin as it passes through the air. They do, however, hear the sound of it clattering down the rocks and ice immediately to their right. Two of them go down to investigate personally, and the other two step towards the tableau to kind of gain an oversight from it. And in that time, you all are able to sort of like barrel roll past without them seeing you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Who else has a skill to offer to the pot?
Okay. So,
Queso.
Foot. Queso. Yeah. Foot just pulls out a thing of cheese and starts melting it.
Okay. I assume it'll be
No.
a relatively small bonfire.
Oh, very, very. Fondue size.
And
no, but
entice them with the grilled cheese. Roll
we're gonna
grilled
turn
cheese.
this into a Tom and Jerry. But I figure since this is some kind of witch's domain, then probably look around with Arcana, see if there are traps, magical traps that might have been set up, or just talisman witch that we're
Right. Okay. Give me that roll.
okay. That is a 10.
Oh no. Okay. All right. You go looking through the snow. You realize that you're kind of moving up this icy track, right? That has a number of sort of like ledges up on the top, and you say to yourself, if I was going to set an ambush on potential invaders, this is where I would do it. And you grab your yak skin around you, and you sort of like sneak off a little bit. You're looking up the ledge, you're looking here and there, you don't know what you're looking for, but you know that you're looking for it. And you see this sort of like grouping of purple crystals that is sticking out of the ice. It's a very slight purple. If you weren't looking for it very specifically, it would probably fade very easily into the icy blue background of this glacier. And you go up and you take a look at it. And very suddenly it turns towards you, and this little puff of light hits you in the face. When you inhale very sharply, and you can't help yourself, there's a sneeze coming.
I dive into snow.
You dive into the snow. You know it's probably going to attract a little bit of attention, but this is a good way to sort of like make the best that you can of the camouflage that you have. You, however, cannot stop yourself from sneezing. I am going to have to ask you to roll a D100.
Oh, that's so much.
Nice.
Natural 1.
Nice. That's really good. Really good. I can't believe you failed this badly on a 100 roll.
We are playing Call of Cthulhu, aren't we?
Yeah, we're playing. I don't think we're playing Call of Cthulhu tomorrow. I'm not sure if Disky's back.
That's an extreme success.
Yeah, that's an extreme success in Call of Cthulhu. That would be a really good roll.
You feel different. This sneeze doesn't seem to just come from your nose. It feels like it has caused a minor eruption in every cell of your body.
Gross.
You can hear hear yetis sort of running around, and possibly some human folk or some Goliath folk as well, running around, communicating with one another, trying to figure out where the sound came from. They can't figure it out because you're too well hidden. And after a while, the sounds sort of fade as the patrols continue. Perhaps they just heard something that wasn't there. And you finally, when you believe it's safe, struggle to your feet. All 4 of your feet. You have turned into a sheep.
Oh, he's a lamb now.
We need to protect him from the Welshman. And the New Zealanders.
I'm I'm gonna trot back to the group like nothing has happened, and I'm just gonna stand there.
Foot has been infected. Every time he sneezes, he will now have to roll a D100 into a different animal. Yep.
Well, this is incredibly unfortunate.
You're a sheep for now, but you'll turn back soon, I'm sure. And then when you sneeze again, you will turn into a different animal. Yep.
Now, when you say I'm sure,
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
How long am I stuck as a sheep?
You have no idea at this point.
Fair.
So a sheep comes trotting up, wearing Foot's clothing and hat and components and the yak skin.
And then just enters formation with you guys like nothing has happened.
Climbs back up onto Shadash's shoulder.
Are we looking the other way on this?
Well, to be honest, when it comes to Foot, we don't know if that was intentional.
Let's assume it was for now, and we'll figure out the rest later.
Okay, how does Globtalk contribute to getting to the witch's domain?
So if I'm understanding correctly, we've gotten through the patrols. There was a trap that's just turned Foot into a sheep. So what's the exact situation we're in at the moment?
All right, you can see a structure up ahead. It is on sort of a flat pan of the glacier. Shadash indicates to you that is your destination, but there is a wall of spiked ice that is between you and it.
How high is this wall?
It's a good 50 feet.
All right, I guess we need to bust out the broom.
Awesome. How heavy is Shadash?
Didn't we say like 1,200 pounds for the Yetis before?
Yeah, but Shadash is a little bit more lean, being a caster and being somewhat on the older side. So I'd say probably more like 1,000 pounds. And that's the other thing is you could use the broom, but you'd kind of lose your element of surprise. Probably you would no longer have the benefit of the camouflage that you've been using.
Are yaks known for traversing?
I was thinking about the grappling hook.
No, I know, but
that only
Dave
takes 1,000 though.
That only takes 1,000. Well,
so it might be able to take Shadash, but I'm not sure if it could take Shadash and Globtalk and a sheep.
Probably not.
You probably need to shoot it up and then let Shadash go by himself, and then everyone else.
Don't worry about me. I have my own ways around.
We've got a bag of grain, a chicken, and a fox, except it's a Yeti, a sheep, and a goblin. You can only take one at a time. If you leave the sheep with the Yeti, he'll probably eat him. Okay. Would we have the time for an investigation on the wall for like the best way to climb it without spiking ourselves?
I do quite like that, actually. Yeah, go for it.
20+5. She's going to use a superiority dice on this as well. For a 16.
16 is a success. Okay. All right. So you spend probably more time than the other people are comfortable with, sort of poking around the base of this spiky wall. What they basically look like is these really, really thick, fat icicles that are sticking upward at kind of like a 45-degree angle out from the base of this wide pan that you were able to see from above. And you take out your tools and your investigative and now analytical. I assume that there's like a magnifying glass and maybe like a little pick or something in there. I don't know. As you're walking around, you're sort of like kicking at the structure of these things and looking upward to try and find paths through the spikes. And your foot actually goes through one of these spikes as though it were not there. And you realize that some of the spikes are an illusion. It is likely a secret path therein that allows people, possibly henchmen of this witch, to make their way up to the top. The icicles do not go completely around. You stick your face through, and you are able to see that there are, in fact, stairs beyond this one. It's taken you probably about 10 to 12 minutes of meticulous checking. You were able to find it.
Okay, and after these 10 to 12 minutes, is Foot still a sheep?
Russ, can you make a Constitution saving throw?
I can give it a good old Goblin College try. 16.
All right. You feel a sneeze building in your sheep snout. After a moment, you find yourself once again in the form of Foot Talk Good, feeling way less sheepish.
Still gonna pretend like nothing happened.
Mm-hmm. Whatever.
They can never know. They can never know that I'm delicious.
All right, yeah. So you turn around to give everybody the good news, and suddenly Foot is there again, as he once was. You have found the pathway to the top of the glacier.
Oh, look, the path forward. We should take it.
Globtalk will use very complicated hand signals to try and communicate this without speaking too loudly. But obviously they've not gone over any hand signals, so it just looks like she's making it up as she goes.
Is it Tuskep hand signs?
No, because they don't really... There's no such thing as two-step hand signs.
There's one two-step hand sign.
Well, yeah. Well, that's more of a universal goblin hand sign.
It sees a lot of use in two-step.
It's more of a finger sign.
Did you want us to go back? Back down the mountain?
You want some more yak jerky?
Yeah.
Globtalk, has someone fallen down the well? She's just gonna walk through.
Oh, let's just go.
All right, you guys climb onto the crystalline ice staircase carved from the raw glacier itself. You can see daylight up ahead. In a moment, you will be atop the glacier, where that structure that you saw from before, the hideout of this hag. And I think that's a good place to leave it. It is 10:01.
Yep.
It sure is.
All right. I hope y'all enjoyed.
Oh, I was to say I'm glad we got through this and set it up for like a encounter for next session.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Until then, don't forget to throw another Yeti up.
Don't forget to throw another Yeti on the fire. Keep you warm. All right. Everybody go home.
I am home.
I gotta go find a new home now. Thanks a lot.
Animal husbandry.
Apparently, there are some people who are husbands to animals.
Yeah, the term sounds a little suspicious. I mean, you've definitely heard stories about what people get up to in the country. Dirty deeds done with sheep. Anyway, I'm 5. Ignore me.
Gladly.
I can't believe the Welsh are still a problem in D&D.
I think it was New Zealanders.
Them too.
Every part of the world has its sheep shaggers, I guess.
Adam, are we throwing wrenches into your plans?
No, you're not throwing wrenches into my plans. I'm just trying to think of how to attack the next bit.
Sorry, are we throwing Yetis on your fire?
Are we throwing Yetis on your bonfire?
Fuck you all. Okay.
All right, let's go. Actually, I need a piss real quick, so I'll be back.
Okay, all right. This happens also in character.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Yep.
It's just a patch of snow, which is Leslie in yellow.
Shadash points Leslie to the yellow wall.
This is where we pee all day long.
What? All day?
All day long. We never stop peeing. I'm peeing right now and loving it.
Fucking hell, man. You remember when this used to be like a serious setting? Me neither. He's still kind of in the form of the bandit guard leader from before.
Mm-hmm.
Did I tell you his name was Wensley?
No.
Yeah, his name was Wensley.
That's a very manly sounding name, like Leslie.
Man, if only we had a Wensley or a Leslie on our team.
After Foot low-key tried to make friends with one of the bandits, and I randomly named him God, what did I name him? I named him Stilton. I decided to name all of the rest of them after Cheese. Yeah, so there's Stilton, there's Wensley and Dale, there was Bree.
What is this, Dragon Ball Z?
Could be.
I mean, there was 2 weeks between the fight starting and the fight happening, so yes, it's Dragon Ball Z.
Oh my god, it's all coming together.
For the next 10 sessions, he'll be charging an attack.
I really don't want to continue this, but if you've got a pocket dimension that sits just outside of your asshole, what happens when you take a shit?
Oh, it's one way.
Okay, but how do you wipe?
I have to. It does sit outside of my asshole, so I have to be like coming from my ass crack and down.
Okay, convenient. Okay, all right.
I think this is what Dave meant when he mentioned not letting the players just do whatever they want.
Yeah.
I think the lesson I'm taking away from that is to just not let you do whatever you want. Specifically.